So thank you so much for those of you that are here live. I have with me the very special Isobel Gatherer. So Isabelle and my path crossed, I guess, earlier this year. And for those of you that have watched my retreat welcome this morning, I was talking about how COVID totally changed my life and business, as it did for many of us, but it really took me off on facing up and listening to the niggle that's been inside of me all along, and really following my heart and my soul more. And so Isabelle, as things happen when you start doing that, Isabelle came into my life, and I've worked with her quite a few times now with various things, the psychic readings, some healing sessions, Akashic records as well. I will let Isabelle introduce herself and all the magic that she does. But I wanted to invite Isabelle to be part of this and really to open the week up as well, because she kind of epitomizes for me what it means to really run your life and business from soul, and whether it's like kind of, using the angels, which Isabelle does a lot of as well. But it's about knowing that we are so much more than just our head and our business in this kind of patriarchal way of running our businesses. And so I really wanted her to come along today and speak to you and share some of her magic, because I know that she'll be able to help you, and you'll get something from this session, whatever you need. So without any more from me, I'll hand over to Isabelle and enjoy.
Thanks, Katie. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming on today, and thanks for those who are going to be listening to the recording. I am absolutely honoured to come on and speak today, Katie, so thank you so much for asking me on. As Katie's just said, I work a lot with the angelic realms. I went into business on my own in 2010, and I wasn't working with the angelic realms then. I was just a head down, getting on, doing stuff type of person. I was a VA, personal assistant, and I worked for a lot of coaches and holistic healers. And I was so disconnected from any of this. I think, no, I wasn't totally disconnected, because I've always spoke to myself. I've always talked to myself. I've always asked questions. And now I realize I was probably talking to soul or talking to the angelic realms. But in those days, I didn't realize. I was interested in a bit of spirit. I was interested in spirit because a lot of my family had passed over by then. So I was interested in going to spiritual church and that sort of thing. But I certainly wasn't living a life connected to it. I was very, very in the patriarchal, especially in corporate, head down, getting on and going around that blooming hamster wheel and of just managing. And we all know that one. But then when I went into, something happened. I bought the dog, who's down there. He's very old now. So if you hear any snoring, it's the dog. I do apologise for that. And if you hear him bark, it's the dog, but it shouldn't be barking today, but he's losing it as well. So he might bark at something he doesn't even know is there. So I am apologising for that straight away. But I got him. And when I got him as a puppy, everything changed. And often things do happen for us so that we change our lifestyle. He came along. I didn't want to leave him at home anymore. I wanted to find a job that I could do where I worked from home and could spend more time with the dog. I got children, but he was more important at that time. So I went out to work on my own as a VA, and as I say, met all these wonderful people. And through the divine timing and divine interaction, I managed to find somebody who could teach me in a way, a very down-to-earth way, about angels. And as soon as that happened, as soon as I understood that, and I started to work with them and bring them in to help me, my life completely changed, because it gave me the courage. They gave me the courage and the support to make some quite difficult changes in my life that needed to happen, that had been just running along in the background, very uncomfortable, but I ignored them like often we do. And when the angelic realms came in and started working with them, I was able to make those changes. I also started working with them and started to do angel card readings, and initially for nothing. Initially, I didn't charge anybody anything. But then when I was wanting to grow, they kept on nudging me, right, start charging. They're incredible. So that's where I am now. That's why I'm doing the work I'm doing now, because they kept giving me that kick up the butt to get on and do it. If I asked them for help, they said, yeah, you can do this. This is what you need to do. So I always looked outside of myself at that time for the answers. I didn't even trust about going into my soul. I never even thought about going into my soul. I was always in my head, like a lot of us are. And so this is one of the reasons why I think it's very passionate that if we lead from soul, we get the truth coming here, we can put our head into action, and we ask our angels to help us to do the work. And that's what I'm going to be talking about more today. But first of all, I want to go back to why we're here. And you, as you know, you are a spiritual being in a human existence, and you have chosen to come down to be here at the age you are right now, while all of this stuff is going on around us. And there's no coincidence that people who are coming on the call are on the call either, because obviously you've obviously come on to hear something today. But we have all put our hand up many years ago. I was 60 years ago. I've been on the earth plane 60 years. I'm 61 years ago. I would have said, I want to go back down, and I want to be there when this all happens. And we would have had a conversation with our guides, with our higher self, with our soul, and with the divine. And we would have said, okay, we're going to go back down, Isabelle. You're going to be Isabelle this time. You're not going to be a man this time. You're going to be Isabelle this time. And you're going to go down and have this life, because the life that we choose, there will be lessons in that life that we have to go through to be where we are now. It doesn't matter where you are now, you will have gone through lessons to get to the place where you are now. And you would have let go of some stuff, and you would have learned a lot. And we also, believe it or not, enjoy coming down as a spiritual being in a human body, because we like, I don't know why sometimes, but we like to have this experience, and we enjoy learning, and we enjoy having the being as a spiritual being on this earth plane. And that's what we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be having fun. We're meant to be learning. We're meant to be having wonderful experiences. We're meant to be having a life of abundance and joy. But we often forget that. And that's sometimes because we're too much up here. We're in our head, and we let our head rule the roost, which we will talk about more. So when we incarnate, we choose who we're going to be, which family we're going to be in, because we want to learn some lessons from that. Some of them, the people who we're normally with are normally karmic. We've been with them before. They're a part of our soul family. So that's why we often meet people in life and we have that really weird, I've been with you before feeling. It's probably because we've incarnated with them. We've been with them before in a different lifetime. But we come down because we've got this purpose as well. This is really important, that we don't forget this purpose that we've got, or we try and remember what this purpose is. Our soul is the part that comes in, and this soul of ours incarnates every single time. It's the same soul. We just have different experiences and we're in different bodies, but it's the same soul each time. We could be a man before, we could be a woman before, many lifetimes down. Those of you who've done past life regressions will have probably been a man or a woman before, and you're a different gender now. But it's all in here. It's all recorded in our soul. I keep touching here because this is the heart chamber, and this is where soul is, in that chamber there, being protected. Why often we want to protect, if somebody hurts us, we want to go there and protect ourselves. We cross our arms across it sometimes, or across our solar plexus, which is another energy entrance, but we're often protecting our heart because that's where soul is. If we feel pain, if somebody hurts us, or somebody says something nasty, we feel it there, don't we? Because that's where our heart is. So all those experiences we've had in past lives are imprinted in this heart center of ours, in this soul. And so anything that we need to access, we can go in here and find out what we need, because it's all there. So past lives, experiences of this lifetime. Often, if there's healing to be done, to go in here and find out what the healing is. And that's why some people do the inner child stuff. We connect with our inner child who's in here as well, and they can show us what needs to be healed and what we need to be working on. And so you've got your soul, which is you. You've got your human body, which you've chosen. and we've got our intuition, and our intuition is the voice of our soul. And that's why it's so important to listen to our intuition. So you know when your intuition is just telling you one thing, your head's telling you your other, go with your intuition. Even though their intuition the message that's coming from your intuition might feel a little bit scary, a little bit icky, and your head is going, oh, don't do that. You don't want to get involved in that. Stay up here. Stay up here. I'll keep you safe. So you stay up there, go for the easiest option. And then later on, there you are. It's happened. Your intuition told you that, and it's there and it's happened. You've got to start to make changes and make amends. If you'd have listened to intuition in the first place, you would have been listening to soul and doing the work you're meant to do. And how many of you have actually gone through these situations where you've ignored intuition and got yourself in a bit of a pickle? I know for certain I have, loads and loads of times. And I still don't listen, because the intuition, I try to listen more, but the intuition is quite a hard step to take sometimes. And you think, I'll just go for the easy step. And actually, the times I've done that, it's to protect other people more than protect me. And so that, I'll go with my head. I'll do what my head's saying because I don't want to hurt their feelings. So you've put up with something that you have to put up with for your ages. And then in the end, you've still got to sort it out. So before you can move on. So go with your intuition. And then we have our personality, or our head. And as I've just said, it's always interfering. And so it should do in some ways, because sometimes that does keep us safe, but we just need to be discerning about what we're listening to, okay? Now, your personality is the gatekeeper to your soul. It's your spokesperson. It's your voice. It's your representative here on earth. We have to have this personality. We have to have this head to be able to, for us to function, for be able to us to get on and do the work that we're here to do. It gives us that opportunity to communicate with other people. It gives us that opportunity to become the leader that soul wants us to become. So we have to have personality. We have to have our head. But what we've forgotten is we go here first. We go up here first into our head to ask the questions. And this is where all the chaos happens. This is where we're influenced by outside stuff that's going on in the world, by media, by other people saying, oh, you don't want to do that, you want to do this, you know what I mean? So we let this get confused. And actually, this doesn't mind being confused, because sometimes it feels that it's keeping us safe by being confused. How many times we go round and round and round in your head trying to find the answer? And it's like, it's okay, because all the time that's happening, she's not stepping out there. She's not getting her voice out there. She's playing it small. And personality and ego like to keep us small because they want to keep us safe. But we also know that, and we all know, especially those in business, that we have to step up. We have to start moving. We have to go that next leap of faith. And that's where soul leads and personality follows, okay? So what we've got to start to try and learn to do is go here first for answers. And we're going to do a bit of work on that in a bit with you as well. And then the other thing to do, so we ask the question, we get the answer, we tell head, I want you to do this. And then we've got this wonderful team of angels around us. We've got our own special guardian angel, which we will also meet this morning. And we can then say, once we've engaged soul, we've asked head to do the work, we can then say to our guardian angel, please, will you help me to do this? Please, will you give me the strength and courage to get out there and do this? Please, will you support me? And please, will you send me the opportunities that I need to see? And that's how you work the three together. You can go to guides and ask guides for help and ask guides for the answers. You can do that if you wish, but everything's here. And by doing that, you're also by going here, you're getting it done a little bit quicker. And we want to be doing that, don't we? Because we want to bring in the abundance, we want to bring in the joy, we want to bring in life, fun, happiness, love. That's where we're aiming to be as a human on this earth, as a spirit in a human body on this earth. Happiness, joy, and love. And so we do the work so we can get there and we can enjoy life to the full. Does this make sense all right to everybody? So thank you. Okay, so as part of our team, we've also got ascended masters that we can work with. We've got archangels that we can work with. We've got a guardian angel that we can work with, and we've got spirit guides that we can work with. And then I know most of you on this call will probably be working with some or other, but today we're just going to bring in our guardian angel so I can keep it simple. Okay. But you've got that around you to support you. You've got a team of spirit around you to support you on this journey. So please don't forget to tap in and help, because it can save us a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of tears if we ask them to step in and help us. Okay. The other thing is with this as well, Katie, you're going to have to watch this time, because you know what I'm like. I'm off already. I'm going off script already. The other thing about this as well is when we think about the divine and we think about the angelic realms and the spiritual realm, they can see our life. And I always look at it like they can see either, it's like looking down on a big chessboard and we're a chess piece. So they can see where we are on that chessboard, or on that path, that life path, or in that particular journey or adventure. And they can see the people who they want to bring into us to help us. Okay. They can see who they want to bring in to help us. So we can't see all that around us, but they can. So as they're looking down, they can go, right, okay, well, that's where Isabelle is at the moment. She needs to be over there. That man over there needs to come in and help her, and this woman here needs to come in and help her. So let's try and guide Isabelle down that path there. Let's try and get her to go to that event, or let's try and get her to go to that particular place that day. We can bring that man in and can bring that woman in, then she can have a conversation, and Bob's your uncle. You've got it. She's got that information that she needs. So the divine are watching this all the time on our behalf. So when we have these inclinations sometimes to go somewhere and we're not sure why we need to go there, when we're there, we have these opportunities pop in. That's reason. That's what they've been doing. They've been moving the chess pieces around the chessboard. And I like to think of it like that, because sometimes I get this idea to go somewhere, have no idea why I want to go. I've got this real urge to go. So I go and I meet people and think, that's why they wanted me here, because an opportunity's come in for me. So when you've got that feeling, I need to do something, just listen, go and do it. It might not always make sense at the beginning, but afterwards it will do. Okay, so that's how they support us as well. Sometimes they support us without them even asking, but with the angelic realms, we have to ask them to help us. So you've got a guardian angel there all the time for you, your own guardian angel. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It's your own guardian angel. And this guardian angel has been with you through every single lifetime that you've had and the time in between. And this guardian angel knows you better than you know yourself. They know what your life purpose is. They know why you're here. They know who you're meant to meet. They know where you're meant to live. They know who you're meant to be with. And they will help you if you ask them to get there. So that's a bit like the game of chess. Okay. So, but we have to ask them. And sometimes we forget, especially when life's really good, we forget to bring the angels in. We often ask them for help when life's a bit rubbish, but we can talk to them every day anyway. And just, even if you just say, good morning, how are you? Because I know a lot of people who like working with their angels, but they feel guilty because they don't bring them in all the time. And they only bring them in when there's a problem. And they go, I don't like to ask them. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you as this spirit in this human form to navigate the earth. Okay, so we're going to bring ours in a minute, do a bit of work around that. Okay. What I'm going to do first of all, and I know most of you probably already do this, and you might have already put yours on today, but if you haven't, we'll do it quickly. And this is about keeping your aura, your energy body, and your physical body clear. So we know we pick up, especially empaths, we pick up on stuff that's going on around us, and it can stick to our aura, a bit like flypaper, and we can be with people and there we can mingle and we pick up their energy. So it's important, especially when you're working with clients as well, when you go from one client to another, to almost try and cleanse off in between times. I know it's really hard sometimes, or at the end of the day to cleanse off because of the stuff that you might have picked up from them. We don't want to be carrying around everybody else's stuff with us. We need to keep our own energy as clear as we possibly can. So before we go any further, I'm going to do this little exercise with you. So we're going to do a cleansing, we're going to do a grounding and protection, and we're going to put ourselves in a beautiful bubble of light, and then we can do some work. Okay? So just, if you need to drink of water, have a quick drink of water. And that's when you do this work, it's always advisable to keep yourself as hydrated as you possibly can, because it's easier to visualize, it's easier to feel when you're hydrated. Okay, so let's just, feet on the ground, hands by your side. If you want to close your eyes, then do. And let's take your focus to your breath. And some lovely, nice, deep breaths in and out. And the out breath, letting go of anything that's sticking there. You need to just loosen up, let go of it. And as you're breathing in and out, take your focus to your heart center and breathe in and out through there. Nice big in-breath, big Buddha belly on the in-breath. And on the out-breath, letting everything go. And then I'd like you to imagine you being in one of your favorite places in nature. To bring to mind that beautiful place that you'd like to be. I'd like you to imagine you're there on your own, enjoying the peace and quiet, the tranquility of the moment. Imagine there's a beautiful clear blue sky. The temperature is just perfect for you. And you're standing there and you're feeling into yourself. And you feel pretty all right. You feel amazing today. You're connected. You're at peace. And I want you to imagine that above your head appears a beautiful white fluffy cloud. And you look above and see the cloud. And as you look at the cloud, beautiful golden light starts to pour from that cloud. And it washes over you. It washes over yourself and your energetic body. And it cleanses. It's just cleansing away anything that you've picked up that doesn't belong to you. Any energy that's holding on, that is not required. And I want you to imagine that with every golden drop of light, it cleanses this amazing aura of yours, clearing away anything that's not there for you. And then I also want to imagine that some green light comes out of this cloud as well. And this is a healing light. And I want you to imagine this is dropping over your aura, and this is repairing any snags, any little tears, any thin bits on there that just need slightly repairing and rejuvenating. Putting your aura intact. Sending down some healing light for you as well. While all that's going on, I would like you to also take your focus to your feet, and especially the soles of your feet. And I want you to imagine, if you will, that those beautiful roots grow out of your feet, the soles, and start to go down through the earth, and down through the layers of rock, spreading wide like the roots of a tree, keeping you steady. holding you tall. And those roots go all the way down to the center of the earth. Imagine them dropping you down and anchoring you in. And in front of you, when they get there, there's a huge crystal. Massive, great big rock. Look at the colour. If you don't know what the crystal is, just notice the colour. If you do recognize the crystal, that's fine. And just wrap your roots around that crystal and feel yourself anchored down into the earth, keeping you steady. And next to the crystal is a pool of white light. I want you to imagine just dipping your roots into that pool of white light. And with every in-breath now, bringing that white light up through your roots, all the way up through the layers of rock and the soil, into the soles of your feet, into all the cells in your feet, into your ankles, bringing them up into the lower legs, to your knees, into your upper legs, bringing it up into your pelvis, your womb, your belly, into your chest, into your back, lower back, middle back, upper back, into your shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, sending that light all the way around your body, into your neck, into your head, sending it over every cell in your body and the space in between. Then take your focus to your crown. Imagine your crown chakra opening and the golden light of the divine being sent down for you, source energy, just for you. And allow it to come in through your crown. Imagine it coming into your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, down through your chest, your belly, your womb, your upper back, middle back, lower back, into your legs, tops, knees, lower legs, feet, sending that light around your body, filling every cell and the space in between. And then just imagine the two energies and your own working together in unison, balancing all of your cells, nourishing them, sending love, unconditional love from the divine and Mother Earth all the way around you, and courage and strength and resolve all the way around you, balancing every organ, every chakra, all of your systems. And now take your focus to your heart center. And imagine from your heart center that you send a stream of light out. And this stream of light goes out past your arms, way past you, filling the whole room around you with this light. So in front of you, to the side of you, behind you, below you, above you, and pushing it out into the room. And then we're going to coat that with crystalline energy to keep you safe. And the violet ray washing over you and putting you in this amazing space to work from. And whilst you're there, in that space, in that beautiful energy, we're going to ask your guardian angel to step in. So please ask your guardian angel to step in and be with you now. And you may feel them. You may feel a difference in temperature. You may just know they're there. If you're clairaudient, you may hear them. clairvoyant, you might see them. Whatever's right for you, just trust that they're there with you now. And if you haven't met your angel before, then just ask your angel the name that they want you to, what they want to be known as. And go with the first name that comes into you. And ask your angel if they are always going to be there by your side, and if you can call upon them whenever you need them. And you can also ask how they would prefer to be called upon. And they honestly don't mind. They just want to help you. And your angel just wants to give you a few words of encouragement. So just listen or feel into what they're saying to you. Now your angel's going to stay with you, still in that light with you, by your side. I'm very conscious of the time, so I just need to bring you back into the room now, but know that they're with you, so that you can tap into them whenever you want to and ask for their help. When you're ready, just come back into the room. Okay, hopefully you all managed it. If you did, if you didn't, let me know. Did everybody do it? Good, beautiful. Right, so they're still with us, but I had to bring you back because I'm so conscious of the time and so many things I want to do. Right, we're going to check in with soul in a minute, and then we'll bring it all together. Okay, so if you've got a pen, hopefully you've got pen and paper. We're going to ask, when we get into soul, we're going to ask some questions. So what I want you to do is I will ask you the questions anyway when we get there. I want you to write the questions down on a piece of paper, and then in between each question, leave a space so that when we come back out of the next part of the meditation, you can actually then fill that space in with some of the answers you've been given. Okay. So the first question we're going to ask soul is, am I on the right path at the moment? Okay. Okay, and then leave a gap of a few lines. The next question you're going to ask, what do I need to do or recognize to move forward now? Okay. And then the next one, what, if anything, is holding me back from reaching my full potential? Okay. And then the last question, if you've got any questions that you want to ask, you particularly want to find out from soul about your personal life or your business, you can ask them then. So you might want to write a few notes down to remind yourself, or you'll probably just remember when you get in there. Okay. And if you put your hands up, those of you who are on with me, just let me know when you're ready. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so we're now going to go into soul. Now, we have a tendency when we're going in to keep wanting to pop up into our head. Okay, so when you feel yourself going back into your head, continue with the breath to bring yourself down. I'll show you what this continuous breath here to get ourselves in there. So if you feel yourself popping up, just bring yourself back in with your breath. The other thing I find helpful sometimes is just also imagine like a cord underneath my breastbone, that when I feel like I'm popping in, I almost pull myself back down with the cord to keep myself in here. This is just practice, okay? Because head is so used to leading the way that it just keeps us wanting to keep going back up there. So just keep dropping down. Keep dropping down. Right. Oh, it's okay. Anything else we need to know, guys? No, crack on. Okay, thank you. Crack on. That's fine. That's what we want to do. Okay, so let's get your feet back on the floor again, relaxed. And you will remember the answers, so don't worry, because what I'll get you to do afterwards is go straight to your paper and write down what's come in for you. So don't worry about that. You will remember them. We're setting that intention that you will. Thank you. So let's have some lovely deep breaths. And I want this breath work to continue. So in, out, in, out, in, out. So nice breath in and out. In and out. In and out. And keep that going, that cycle of light, that cycle of breath going. Okay, you might find it easier now if you place your left hand over your heart center and your right hand over the top and continue to do the breath. If you feel the need to drop your head down into your heart, then do that. Your soul's calling you in, allow yourself to go. So think about what's going on underneath those hands of yours. Think about what's below and in that chamber. So not necessarily your body, your physical body, but what's the energetic chamber below that. You might think of it as a room or a cave or a hollow in a tree. Just visualize it how you wish. Feel comfortable about going in. If there's doors, just ask the doors to open for you. Step over the threshold of whatever it is you're going into. That beautiful space. Keep on breathing. You've been here so many times before. This is you. If it feels dark, imagine just having a lantern, holding the lantern up, and just looking around you to see what you can see. Notice any colours. Notice the feelings you're feeling. Any trepidation, allow that to step aside. Ask it to step aside while you go in. This is you. This is your soul. This is your essence. This is who you are. As you're in there, your inner child wants to step forward. So allow him or her to step in. It's a version of you in this lifetime. A younger version of you. Notice the age you were. Notice what you were doing, what you were wearing. Feel into that child. As you're witnessing, they look up and see you. And smile. You're here. You're here. And they reach their hand out. Take their hand. They want to show you around. This is you. As she blows or he blows the light, and they come on, illuminated, showing you this center of you in all its beauty and glory. Reminding you of some of your experiences in this lifetime. Showing you how far you've come. And what an amazing person that you are. Reminding you of what you've achieved. They are so proud of you. So, so proud of you and what you've achieved and who you are now. So your inner child's going to help you with this one. We're going to ask some questions. The first question you're going to ask: am I on the right path at the moment? Remember to breathe, remember to stay there, hold their hand. She'll help you to stay where you are. The next question: what do I need to do or recognize to move forward now? Next question: what, if anything, is holding me back from reaching my full potential? Next question: what do I need to prioritize in the next 4 weeks? And then if you've got any other questions that you want to ask them now. Now, this inner child of yours wants to say something to you as well. So take a notice what she wants to say. And if you thank her for coming into you today, give her a hug. She is you. She plays a big part of who you are now. And so does this soul of yours, with all its wisdom, with every single nook and cranny of that soul of yours filled with wisdom, experiences, love, sometimes sorrow you need to embrace, joy, difficult times that you've grown from and learned from. A very, very rich tapestry that you can tap into whenever, ever you need to. And now take your focus to your breath. I'm going to bring you back very gently back into the physical form. Bring yourself back into the room very gently, knowing you can go back there now whenever you want to. You want to go back in later to find out some more, then go back in. This is your vault of knowledge. This is your inner database. This is where you can find out anything you need to about you, your path, and your journey. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, bring yourself back into the room. And then get your pen and write your answers down. Okay, we're getting there. Waiting for Ali. Ali's got a lot to write, obviously. A lot came through. Okay, so now you've got the answers what the soul's given to you. And this is where now you engage the head. So you've got what you prioritize. You've got what if you're on the right path, you've got the answer to that. You've got some more answers around where to go with it all. And you've also got what do I need to prioritize in the next 4 weeks. And that is the one that you can actually give to your head. Right, head, this is what we're going to do. This is where we need to be. Let's get this done. And this is where personality now comes into its strength, because it likes to lead. We know it likes to lead, but we've also got to keep it on track. Okay, this makes sense. So you can have some steps now of what you're going to do. You've got a process, you've got a plan that you can stick to. You've got something tangible that you can lead with your head now. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? And you've also got your guardian angel on your side by you. So you can say, right, whatever the angel's name is, we've got this. This is what we're going to be doing. Please, can you help me with this? Please, can you send in the right opportunities? Please, can you guide me on this when I'm starting to flag? Please, can you help me to pick myself up again and get back on track? And this is where the magic happens, because this is where the angel, the angelic realms will come here in and start to put things in front of you, opportunities. Okay, you do the work, like the universe sees you doing the work, and the opportunities come in. We all know how that works, yeah? Okay, I think that's it then. If you've got any more writing, if you've got any questions, I don't know where we can do questions, Katie. We're on time now, aren't we?
Well, if are you okay for time? Then absolutely. Thank you so much. That was absolutely amazing. I think everybody will agree. But yeah, just so insightful as always. And what I love about your work is the fact that you make it feel so accessible to be able to do those things, which is a massive thing for me. It can feel like this huge thing that's something out there that other people can do, but actually we, and that's part of my work, is that we do have the answers inside of us, and we're able to connect in and get to know ourselves more, and it's always there. So thank you for that. I have a question. I'll start off and then obviously anybody else can ask. Going back to intuition, how do you know when it's your intuition that's speaking to you as opposed to perhaps your head saying, oh, you should do this or do that? And it's something I know a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah, totally. Okay, thank you. And this is thank you for that, Katie, because this is reminding me of something I wanted to show you. One thing, you just know it's a body thing. So you just feel it. You feel it. It can hit you in your gut quite often. You can have that flippy over tummy feeling. It's just an inner knowing. It's just and it's so powerful, especially when it needs to be. It can almost floor you. It's that powerful, especially if it's a situation you're about to get yourself into. And it's like, your head's like, well, if I say that, that's going to really upset them. And if I don't do that, that's what am I going to look like? And your body's going, no, you're going to do this. Your intuition is saying, you've got to do this, Isabelle. And you're like, it actually can floor you. It feels so strong. The other thing you can do around this is the soul test. And I don't know if any of you know how to do the soul test. Do you? Okay, right, we're going to stand up for this one then. It's dead easy, dead easy. So if you can stand up, and I'll try not to fall over anything. Hopefully you'll see me. Okay, whether you can. Okay, so we stand hip distance apart, feet flat on the floor. Kick your shoes off if you've got shoes on, because you want to be barefoot really. Okay, and then hands by the side, close your eyes, or you can have your hands over your heart. It's entirely up to you. And you're going to say what we want you to do. So if you're anywhere near anything you're going to fall on, you just need to move it, okay? Or move out the way, because we're going to use, it's a sway test. It's called the soul test or sway test. And so we're going to say, please show me a yes. And then you notice which way your body wants to move. Okay, that's your yes. Please show me a no. and you should hopefully go in the opposite direction. Please show me a note. Okay. And then you test it out. Is my name, you give your name, and your body will move. Is my name, make up a name, your body will go for a no. Okay, so you now know your yes and no. So if your intuition is telling you something, you're not reading those signs properly, or you're still not sure, do the soul test, because it'll tell you. And you just say, what you're telling me, is this the right thing? So you can say, so for example, you're telling me that I need to do, is that right? And you go, yes. Does that make sense? And as I say to you, the intuition can be the hardest. You know, it's not going to necessarily be the easiest route. That's why your head always tries to overtake. It's not necessarily going to be the easiest thing to do. It's going to be the best thing to do, but not necessarily the easiest. And that's where we have to step into our truth and into our resolve and into our power, and that feminine power or masculine power, and the duality of the two. We can do it. There's nothing that your soul asks you to do that you can't do. It might be uncomfortable, but you can do it. And by doing that, that's when you learn so many lessons, where you move forward even more quickly, and you get to where you need to be more quickly as well, without heartache, without loss, financial loss. You know, that's a biggie. The number of times I've not listened to my intuition about financial loss, I tell you, I wish to God I would have saved myself thousands. Make sense?
It does, absolutely. Thank you for that. I think it's also worth adding as well that sometimes your intuition, it doesn't always make sense in a logical sort of way, does it, when you're putting it? So it's about building that kind of trust and faith muscle as well. But I think the more that you use it and do that, that gets easier and easier as well.
Yeah, and also journaling. You can journal on it as well. I mean, sometimes if it's sometimes you haven't got time to do all that. Sometimes it's like a real gut instinct that you're not to do something. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, there's often a reason why. I remember years ago when I was a kid, and we used to hang out in this place, and I still don't know the reason why I wasn't supposed to go, but my mates were all getting on the bus, and I had, don't get on that bus. And it was such a strong message, and I didn't, and I felt like a fool at the time. But I think probably something would have happened to me if I'd have gone. They were all right, but we used to branch off and go in our own directions when we got to this place. And we used to hang out in cemeteries and places like that as a kid, you know. And I honestly think something would have happened to me, but it was so strong, I couldn't ignore it. And the times when I have ignored things, as I say, I've lost a lot of money. So yeah, okay. Any other questions? That makes sense, that one. Anything else? Anybody got any questions? No?
No other questions.
Okay, well, I hope you've all enjoyed this. I hope those of you who listen to the recording enjoy it as well.
And where can people find you, Isabelle, and connect with you if they're interested in the work that you do?
Yeah, Instagram nowadays is the best place to connect. I've got a website, which is www.isabelgatherer.com, and that's just about to be upgraded. But Instagram's the best place. It's also in the bio, there's some links to some freebies in there as well, so you can sign up for those if you wish.
Brilliant.
And also newsletter if you want to be on the newsletter list to come through. But yeah, that's
your links, if anybody wants to find them, I will put them in the replays that I sent out, but they're also on the retreat page on my website as well, so you can click through to find Isabelle from there if you can't find her direct. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that, so it was really good. I hope you did as well. Thank you, Isabelle.
Thanks for having me on. It's been lovely to meet you all. Thanks then.
All right.
Lots of love. Bye.
Bye everyone. Bye.